Hi girls, this is Debbie Donegan from Everything Country in New South Wales, Australia. We're talking about another beautiful kit for our Jardin de poche embroidery pattern. This is the beautiful pattern that we're going to be doing all our applique and embroidery on. And it takes gorgeous liberties and linens and gorgeous threads to create some of those designs. So here I have a kit for Megan this time for you to have a look at, Megan, and see if you like it. The brief for this one was rainbow, a rainbow full of colour. So I'm starting right up there at our electric blues, coming down. These are quite tonal, these ones, but it'll still give you a really nice mix when you use them all together. Get down to ones here with the beautiful murky, earthy pinks coming down, different in scale again, lovely little prints, and coming to the greens, blues, purpley pinks, gorgeous little different size prints in all the colours, down to our Betsy here with a bit of fluoro in that one, and then our Betsy here in the beautiful old world pinks and light greens, lemons, that sort of thing. So I hope you'll think that as you scale up there, you'll see different, you'll go from a small print to a medium print to larger size ones. I deliberately do that so that you get a whole heap of different looks in your petals. We are appliquing 4 petals per flower, and you can see that you'll get very different looks depending on what you use. Now that's just one row of your beautiful Liberty of London, Liberty Tana Lawn and Liberty inspired fabrics. I've sat them all on a lovely linen there. This is quite a fresh linen. These palette of fabrics are quite fresh, so I did try them on a number of things, but it didn't go really well. This is my freshest one, and I thought it looked beautiful on that. Now I'm going to add a little bit more vibrancy over here, and you can see we've got really beautiful fuchsia pinks. That's some wow. And then our gorgeous fuchsias, reds, teals, blues, again, which are going to go so nicely over there when you see the different ones. And you can use 2 petals from, say, this fabric and 2 petals from, say, this fabric and get a really wow result. You don't have to use them all from the same. In here we've got our Wiltshire print, a very famous Liberty Tana Lawn. These feel like silk, the Tana Lawns, absolutely gorgeous. Again, some different scales, different prints, coming down to our blues and teals and greens of the rainbow. Have a look in there, all the different colours. So again, when you look up, you'll see that that whole palette goes together, even though these are our creamy backgrounds, creamy white backgrounds, and these are our solid backgrounds. So you're going to get lovely mixtures of petals to go on your linen. Then we pop in some real freshness. We can get completely different. This one's quite a vibrant one. Completely different petals to use each time. Down to one of my favourite ones. This one has all manner of colours in it, and you can really mix it up well and get all different sorts of colours in your petals. You can even just see looking up there what that's like, and then you go a few more. Beautiful. Okay, now we're on to a real splash of teal. Very pretty. Teals and mauves, lemons, and these are our big scale prints so that we can get some petals with some big scales and some little scales. Again, when you look up, nothing stands out. You have colour, you have freshness, but they are all within that same level so that nothing catches your eye as, oh, I don't belong there. I think when you move up there, you'll go there. All beautiful. Hopefully you'll love them. I know when I put them together, I thought they were pretty great. This is a little bit brighter a palette, but when you ask for all the colours of the rainbow, I think we need to put some freshness in there. So that's 2 rows. Now you're talking about doing a queen quilt, which is, you know, bravo, well done you. Normally we have in the kit 20 charms for your Liberty fabrics, and then I give you another 5 for free as a thank you for buying the kit off me. If you're going to buy a queen kit, so that would be an extra 1.5 meters of beautiful linen, and then it would be another pack of the Liberty and Liberty Tana Lawn and Liberty Inspired beautiful fabrics to go with them. So again, talking about the rainbow, we've got beautiful yellows and lemons. Even in there you can see one level here to another level there to another level there. I love it when you get the tones all within one fabric, because you can just use it and get completely different results with each petal of your flower. A really lovely, almost citrus green there, very spring fresh. More lemons and greens, so you can see they're all going to go together beautifully, and they all sit very nicely on your beautiful linen with all the little lines and all the texture. Beautiful. Sweetest little blue one here. This one, let me see if I can find him. Birdies, look at the rabbit there. Aren't they sweet? Deers, birds, there's a little house. So you can get birdies and flowers in your petal. Each of these charms are designed to give you approximately 3 petals of a flower. And the idea is to mix up each of your flowers. So then a really fresh paisley. If I move that back, you can see the scale of the paisley. And again, relates up to those citrus and yellows all through there when you go here. They also go over to these beautiful reds over here. So you could pull it out of there and use it over there just as well, which the whole idea is that you can swap and choose what you put beside each other all the time. A couple of fresh, pretty lilacs, purples. I've put you in another one of that great print that I love. It's got so many different colours within it. I'll just move that off there for a moment. Another really fresh, sweet one. And this last one at the end here. Now that there, including all of those, is 2 packets of your Liberty fabrics, Liberty and Liberty Inspired. I hope you'll agree they all go together beautifully. I think they do. There's some real wows. You can get some real pop there, but everything goes together across the rows. So pretty. So that'll give you a lot of lovely petals for flowers. And by that, if you take a look at our pattern again, on the cover here, you'll have some beautiful orange peel sections, and they make up the flowers. So the idea is that we use these different teals and different things in here and run it round to make a continuous flower. Run it round to make a continuous flower. So you've got lots of gorgeous colour in there to make up lots of beautiful flowers to go with your embroideries that are in here. We've got hollyhocks, and we've got lavender, and we've got cone flowers. There's that beautiful lavender, sunflowers, all sorts of different things. Turn over to the back. There's fuchsias. How gorgeous are they? And again, see how well that goes around? It's 4 different fabrics, but it's making up one flower. Lights and darks. I've got some butterflies in there, and our beautiful hollyhocks. Hollyhocks are one of my favourite. And again, the petals to make up. So I hope you can look back at that booklet and absolutely see the palette in there. Lovely. Now, you asked me to also put some threads together for you. Whenever we're doing our embroidery, I always deal with 3s. So a light, a medium, and a dark. So if I put that one and that one and that one there, you could see that you could have all your layers stitched in your lavender. And again, I'll go back into that one there. And you can stitch your different parts of lavender and so forth, and you can have the light at the top of the scale coming down to a medium, coming down to dark, which is what I teach you all about when we do our embroideries. So that's gorgeous tone of 3 lavendery purples, all quite fresh and pretty still, because this palette with your lavenders and everything is still fresh and pretty. I've picked out 3 greens. So again, a light, a medium and a dark. And these are in perlates. These are my beautiful anchor threads, perlates. And I just picked 3 tones that'll gradually go together and then also go together over here. So if I were to pick them up and bring them over, you'll find the greens the equivalent strength. These lights are the equivalent strength. The mediums sit together really nice. The darks sit together really nice. And you'll get a really lovely palette of embroidery doing that. So that when you do your leaves and where they sit in the scope of things, you'll be able to pick the ones that have the light and then the ones that have the shadows and dark. Again, I teach you all about that during the classes. And then the other obvious fabric that would, the other thread, that would be in there would be our beautiful pinks. So if I pick these pink tones out of there, again, I've picked a light, a medium and a dark. And if you're looking closely, you can already see the twist in the threads. These are perlates. Let me get in there where you can see the twist of the thread and the twist of the thread. Let's see if I can get, there we go. And that means you get so much texture when you're already doing your stitching. It already gives you beautiful raised height as you're doing your stitching. And once again, if I brought them together and you saw the lights against the lights, see how they're of 3 very comparable tones. Mediums, darks, the same thing will happen so that they play nicely together and that they look beautiful in their sections of 3s. So that's what I would pick as the ultimate pack of perlates: 3 greens, 3 pinks, 3 purples, lavendery purples. And my choice, and this is completely up to you, we need 1 colour for the dark petals. So again, if we refer to this pattern, see here, hopefully not, see here all around the edge of the flowers, there's petals stitched and they're all done in a brown. Well, my proposal with this beautiful one is to not do them in a brown, but to do them in that hot pink there. And it's quite a fuchsia-y hot pink. You can definitely see it sitting above the level of the ones you've got there. It matches with the depth of tone of what you've got there. So it's holding its own as a border colour against everything. You bring it down here, again, it's holding its own. When you pick what is the outside of the petals for all the embroideries, you really want it to be that final border colour. So my thought would be that beautiful fuchsia pink, and I think it looks great no matter where we put it for the outside, and then it allows you to use these colours as your embroideries inside. So this will always be the hero. It'll always work really nice out there. If you feel that's a bit too pretty, we could aim for one around this blue colour. Personally, I really, really like that one, so I've got that out to show you. I've got 1 silk thread out to show you. So we talked about for our needle turn that we use silk, either Gutermann or Daruma. This one's a beautiful Daruma, and if I unravel it a little bit and put it down here, you'll see you really have to look to find the thread, because we're always matching what is the background. So this is a real off cream, and if you look all the way up there, all the backgrounds are like cream until you get up to those few there. So every one of these here, you would be able to use that silk thread as your needle turn one. All the way up here, you can still see the background is these colours. Okay, these colours: background, 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 background. So again, except for perhaps just here, every one of those, and obviously not this teal one, it's in the one up there. So if you got the pink, that would do all of those there. And again, if I lift it up and bring it over here, and just ravel it across those. See how well it disguises into the background colour of those. So if we put that down fresh and push it down, you can barely see it on there. So that, again, would needle turn all the way up to this guy here. And it would do this, and it would do that. So you would only then be looking for perhaps one further silk that was of that tealy colouring to do that, and to do that one there, because the background colour on those is a tealy. And I don't have a tealy one that I can offer you at the moment, but you can always do like a grey too. So I've got a tanny sort of grey here. You can get them to disguise in there if you can't come across one. So you'll see that little one there, and those few up there. So that, between the whole palette, would be done by 2 silk threads. And they would create all your needle turn. Now, on here I've got a couple of, I've just dropped them on the floor, so give me a second. A couple of our beautiful Perle 8s in Cottage Garden Threads, which is all variegated hand-dyed threads. There's one here called Cocoon. I love Cocoon. So when you think of all the things that we've got to embroider there, I've got all the leaves and stems covered between those. I've got the pretty flowers covered in those, the cone flowers and so forth. When you get to your lavenders and your foxgloves and things like that, they're covered. There really isn't that blue, so I picked this one out, Cocoon, being the blues and the purplies. And if you bring it down to here, it goes really well with those tones too. It's got all that level of teal blue. So if you're wanting to put a bit of freshness in, see how well it sits with all those. That will give you things like the little bluebell flowers that are in there, or the butterflies. We're doing some butterflies, and really soft lilacs and soft blues, that sort of thing, look gorgeous as the butterflies. I would put in this beautiful buttercup. Buttercup's one of my favourite variegated threads. It goes with all those gorgeous lemons and yellows that you can see here. It's right at a lemon tone, whereas right up to yellow there. And by putting in buttercup, you will get your pansies. So again, if I go into here, there's beautiful lemons and oranges and things like that in our pansies. That there would be my recommendation. No, put it over with the green yellows, and again, it just sits just as beautifully there. Okay, so that would do your pansies and things of that nature, and it's already got the tones through it, so you can quite easily see how you could make really vibrant yellow and purple, and that would look gorgeous. Or even this higher level of purple against the yellow there. Look how beautiful that is. So they work together really well. Okay, there's one called Dog Rose. It's my favourite in pink green. So if I put that there, you can see how beautiful that goes. And that would go down with all those pinkies that are in all those things. Now, you could get away with not doing this. Hollyhock is something that would work out beautiful. Some of the leaves having the different colours. So this is just an ultimate palette, but of course, if you're wanting to watch your pennies, then you could get away with not having that. You could mix up some of your pinks and some of your greens. I would still definitely go that one, and I would perhaps go that one because we don't have a blue in this palette at all. The other one I've got out is this very pretty larkspur. Now, larkspur is gorgeous. Again, all of these are Cottage Garden Threads. They're all hand-dyed, and they're done by a mother-daughter team here in Australia. They're absolutely gorgeous. I've used these for many years, and I use them in the Perle 8, which is the equivalent of 3 strands of thread. The colours are gorgeous, and you can see how well they're going to stitch in there. Look at the background fabrics. Look at the background fabrics. Again, I'll move them up here and you can see them with the blues, and they tie in very nicely to then run to that level of blue that then runs into that. Very pretty. Again, I'll bring it over to this side and it stitches in really well with all of those. So larkspur and buttercup go together beautifully, really nice. Okay, so that's our Cottage Garden Threads. There's cocoon, buttercup and larkspur in the pretties, and there's dog rose in the pink and green. Now I've made up some, what I've got down here is a pack of stabilizer. Our weave line is my preferred choice, and you can see my little sample with some lovely petals that I've been making up. Just move that out of the road so you can see there's some you can see the texture of the linen behind and all the gorgeous colours that are featured in the linen, and we'll go from that across to that. I think that says rainbow to me. I hope it does to you, Megan. This is the stabilizer, and I've just made up 4 of my gorgeous Liberty Tana lawns. This is done in a different version to how they're going to be needle turned, and I've just misplaced, oh here it is on the floor. So again, if I move them out, put this one around a little bit, and you can see how we've got this look happening for those. Okay, that's one that I've created there. So this is going to be one that I'm going to show the girls how to do if they have trouble with their needle turn. So I'm putting in some complementary petals for you to have a go with these. That was one of the other threads I had out, the beautiful Tallulah. So again, a gorgeous Perle 8 and the threads there. But these are, you can see Tallulah there, completely optional. They're just choices. If you want to take one of the pinks out here, you could perhaps take out the middle one and use the light and the dark and keep this as your petal. If you want to take out one of the greens, I would perhaps take away the darkest. So we can cut your palette down if you would like. Probably taking out that one and keep it with those. So if you want, I can eliminate one from each of the colours and make it at the price range you would like to be in. There's some of my, that's actually your one there. See that beautiful Betsy? That's beautiful Betsy Tana lawn. So you can see that if any of the girls have trouble with needle turn, I'll be showing them how to do it on those instead. You get your template that comes with your booklet, and you can decide, these will be the papers I'm putting in for you. These are our beautiful embroidery threads in size 3 to 9. These are my favorite brand, and I will be doing a big instruction about lining them all up at the bottom and what this pyramid at the top means, so that you can use a thread at any stage and always a needle, sorry, and always know what it is. These two are my Sepia 01 Zig Millennium permanent markers. Beautiful. So let me know out of those what you like, what you do want, what you don't want. The pattern, the template, 20 charms, and the 1.5 meters of linen all come in the kit for $120. Being a queen size, there would be 1.5 meters of extra Liberty, not Liberty, sorry, linen, and there would be more charms. So I'm going to write up a little docket for you, let you know what the price of these things would be, and then you can make a decision from here. But I hope that fits your description of beautiful rainbow. You just see, here's one I did on our gorgeous William Morris. Look how the little birdie looks on that. They're ever so sweet. So this is a option for the girls who have trouble with their needle turn. There'll be options for teaching how to do that. Now, I was going to put all these on different backgrounds for you, Megan, but they're quite fresh. So what I found when I did it all, and I'm just going to put this back here, this is the one that it's on. It's just sitting at the front of the thing there. This is the one that it's on. This is my freshest. Let me see if I can get it under the light a bit better than that. This is my freshest linen without it being a stark white. So this is really nice. Another one we have, which has the most gorgeous feel to it, is this beautiful blush pink, really soft pink. It's gorgeous. So all I want to do is just show you, if we moved some of these up here and some of these up here, that you would still be getting a really gorgeous look, because it's the most subtle, softest. You can see it there when I show them against those two, but it really is a very gentle, subtle pink. So again, if we were to use our threads on it, it looks gorgeous. If we use our greens on it, it looks gorgeous. The pinks look beautiful on it. So everything works just as well on that background with just that really soft hint of the palest pink as it does on that one, which is my freshest ivory, fresh background to take these beautiful fresh fabrics. And you can see there it's a very, very soft pink. So you can let me know what you prefer in that regard. Again, I'll even take some of these ones off it. And let's bring us over some of the gorgeous. See how they show up beautifully against it too? It's just got the smallest hint of colour to it. It's really pretty. So it again will take up that really nice. So you can decide whether you'd like them all on that lovely, soft, fresh pink, or the lovely ivory, which is nice and fresh for all of those. Either way, I think you'll end up with a fabulous kit. Stunning. I'm very impressed you're going to go queen, and I look forward to showing you all the beautiful stitches we're going to be doing. Thanks, Megan. I'll hear from you soon.